Hey you guys! So I want to make a little video. We're getting close to July 1st here, and I want to do a special channeled message for all of you. I did a channeled message for the summer equinox, which was kind of a random inspiration and had its own unique distractions, but it was really lighthearted and I really want to explore what kind of spirit messages come through for the month of July, and I'm just gonna start there, okay? I don't even know what to say right now because I've been having such an interesting time adjusting to the new rhythm of being in the Yukon right now and the super long sunny days that last like 24 hours, and all the kids' fun and kids being out of school and getting used to that whole vibe. And I've had some really interesting time getting to know Michael Jackson's spirit, which was really unexpected experience of I did not anticipate enjoying Michael Jackson's spirit so much. I adore his spirit, and his spirit actually has come to me several times whenever I'm kind of too hard on myself, just to cheer me up, and it's like really random and so sweet, you know. And like you just don't know what, like the more that you open up to the spirit realm in new ways. For me, it was never really an inspiration for me to channel deceased celebrities, but in doing that I've learned so much about. I actually enjoy just channeling deceased celebrities more than channeling like deities or Christ consciousness figures, because they are so human, because they are so vulnerable, because they have been so challenged. And they're all, they're people we know or we've been introduced to at different parts of our life. For instance, Michael Jackson, all this extreme stuff that I heard about him, I was probably like 12 years old, 15 years old. Like I was younger. And so I was kind of ingrained with a very confused perspective of him. And so that's what I'm working with. And the pleasant discovery of how truly beautiful his soul is. And it's almost like he came in to be his own, like John Lennon, Imagine. I've been thinking a lot about this song even now because I heard that song on the road trip from Calgary, Alberta, up to Whitehorse in the Yukon. And I don't know why, but I've been hearing that song throughout the last like 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. And I feel like that song is like it's a symbol of what we can accomplish as a human race in order to experience love everywhere. And I feel like Michael Jackson's spirit is really reflects the meaning of that song, because I can't say enough positive things about him. I just was so blown away. I think maybe that's why, because I didn't expect it to be so absolutely loving, and it touched me. And it even inspires me to even potentially go back and revisit David Bowie, revisit Prince, revisit Whitney Houston, and experience see if we can find another angle or another side of their message, their higher self message, which is taking me into the vulnerable sides of their soul or whatever it is they were wanting to share. And this is all still very new to me, and a huge learning experience for myself, and one that I've been appreciating a great deal. I've been telling myself I need to get away from like celebrities that died in extremes, under the extremes. And I did actually channel Albert Einstein, and I haven't shared that with you. I've got so many videos. I don't know what's going on with me, but I keep making videos and I haven't been sharing them. Like I have a stockpile of videos that I haven't been sharing, but I just kind of wait until the time is right, then I share it. I don't know why. I don't know why this is going on. But that's just what I've been experiencing since I made the last video. I was going through some deeper challenges, and I'm not sure why that was there, but I also was accepting of it as kind of a shift in my energy field, and I was surprised that it was kind of coming up with the summer equinox message, that it might feel like if you're standing still even though you're really moving forward kind of effect. But I feel like I'm just kind of I'm just kind of waiting for the next thing to happen and the next thing to happen. And I just go from one place to the next, like a pinball in the pinball machine. And it's a lot smoother than that. It's not as like, wow, I'm going over here, I'm going over there. And oh my God, I'm going to go down the hole. No, it's going to kick me up. And then I make the buzzers go off. So it's like, it's not that quite that exciting, but it's in motion, it's in motion. I don't know what any of this is going to mean to you guys. I just feel like kind of talking and just sporadically telling you whatever comes to me, and I'm gonna just relax here and channel message for July now, and let's see what comes through. I'm entering into a space where I'm looking up, naturally looking upward. And when I look up, there's like a point that I'm looking at, but there's, I don't know, what is this rippled glass that is like a cone, like a circular pyramid that is sort of coming out towards me. Yeah, like a cone shape, and it's coming out towards my head, and I'm in outer space. But it's not smooth walls. I can see it like odd glass that I can see through the stars, but I can tell there's an odd cone shape coming from a point way out there. And there's stars, and it's like a dark blue color. And I'm on a plateau. It's white, whatever it is. You could imagine it like a diving board even. I feel like I'm lost in space. And I feel like I've reached a point on my pathway, like I've reached the end of the diving board of my own pathway. I've climbed the ladder. I've gone, the way to get to this ladder, up to the ladder. Now I'm at the end of this diving board. And I've reached like a point where I don't know what comes next from here. I'm ready for whatever comes next from here, but I can't fathom it. I can't visualize it. I can't understand how to go beyond it, beyond this. And I want to. And my spirit guides ask me how many human beings on the planet feel like they have reached a point where they are complete with everything in their life, and they are just ready to know what is beyond this point so they can continue to learn and grow. They ask you here on Patreon, have you reached this point yet? And if you haven't reached a point where you feel at peace with everything, you've let go of so much, you've come to acceptance, you find yourself healed on the inside, and you're ready for the next thing. Like, what do you do? If you haven't reached this point, then what is something that you still haven't let go of? We need to all see all of ourselves as a collective. We can work through it as a visualization together, where you now are seeing yourself at the end of a white diving board in the ethers of the universe, as well as I am seeing myself at the end of a diving board. And welcome that thing to enter in front of you. Maybe it's something you know that you need to work on within yourself. Now visualize it or see it. Not what your idea of it is, but you could see it as a person or a silly looking anime animal. Or you could see it as a doorway into self-discovery. But allow it to be positive. Because oftentimes things we need to work on, they make us vulnerable. They make us feel resistance. We don't want to go through that doorway, so we'll always be on the diving board, not knowing where to go next, when really we need to go inward. But if you've already gone inward so much that you don't know where to go next, they're saying that's how I'm feeling right now, which I kind of agree, but I'm telling them I've kind of felt this way for a while. Like, I'm ready to expand, but I don't know how to. I don't know where to go from here. I've learned so much technique and how to do the psychic work. I know I can teach people how to do it. I love exploring the celebrities that I've connected with. I'm enjoying this work that I'm doing, but I don't really. I mean, I want something more magical. I want to know something more spiritual beyond this point. something I haven't accessed yet, and I don't know how to access it. It's like trying to, like people want to open their third eye. So they try all these different techniques to open their third eye. But they still have an idea that they want to work on. So I want to work on opening my third eye. For me, it's like, I feel as expanded as I can get. I don't actually know where else to go or what else to do. I mean, I have little things that I'm working on, but when it comes to the gifts that I am for the world, so to speak, like I don't know where else to go with it. And I feel like I'm not even explaining myself quite right, because have you ever known something through a feeling, you know? So I feel this, and I don't know how to explain what that feeling is, what that feeling, you know, it's a big deal, and it's more than myself, and it's branching out into a more infinite universe of emotions, of thought, of discovery, of observation, of awareness. And that's all I know that it is, beyond anything I've ever discovered in my entire life. And I'm ready for that, whatever that is. Some people would call it a romantic relationship. Some people would call it winning the lottery. Some people would call it psychic awakening. Like there's so many different things. But whatever this level is beyond anything that anybody is aware of. Like there's no way, it's not psychic awakening. It's not, you know, but it's amazing and it's extraordinary like that. If I were to try to imagine what it would look like, sometimes I see it as, for the first time in my life, I guess you could say I've never had a physical visitation with alien beings. But, so that would be something I've not experienced in this lifetime. And so it would be beyond my wildest dreams to have that experience. So in this imagination, I have a physical alien interaction that's very positive and loving. And I see myself entering into that experience and just being surrounded by very loving, unusual looking faces. And then that's it. And I just receive that love. And somehow in that version of love, which is a collective, and it's not just a planet Earth thing, it's the universe working with me. In incarnate forms, and in that experience, all I need is that love, and then that love is what heals me somehow, or teaches me something beyond myself. And most people might take that visualization of, you know, I want to meet alien beings, because a lot of people, they want to know the human history. They, you know, why did this happen? I want to know my alien family. I want to blah blah blah. And for me, it's just I can't explain it, but that frequency of love is what I want to experience. A love that comes from beyond this earth, not because I feel like the love is better out there than it is here, but because there's a frequency of love that is uniquely different than any type of love I have felt before. And I feel like I would like to know what that feels like. And in the image of it, that is what comes to my mind. So I guess this is just me sharing this right now, and we can just think about it together as a collective group. Just a moment here. This is all being processed by the universe, because they're asking you too to have dreams that are very loving and welcome those dreams into your world. And to work with the frequency of trust that what you are ready for within your heart, and how you dynamically design that vision of what it could be, or put your finger on, you know, an idea of what it reminds you of. Now the fabric of manifestation can create a portal into that experience for you. But it can't be like, I want to ascend to New Earth. Because beneath the surface of I want to ascend to New Earth is I don't like this planet. I don't like the way the planet is run. But I don't like means you haven't come to peace and acceptance with yourself yet. and with all the souls that are here yet. And that's one of the hardest things to do, is to be in acceptance of everything. And a lot of people would say that me being accepting of everything means I am naive, or that I don't care, that I don't have any real life experience, and I don't know what hardship feels like. And it's all incorrect. Those are just like a very quick and swift analysis that isn't actually the truth, because I've had to go through a great deal of hardship in order to be who I am, and I almost didn't make it. I almost died. So I can talk about this stuff from real life experience. And I think through that suffering and conquering it without dying, I learned how to love myself and love the world, and to understand that when we conquer our greatest vulnerabilities, we become so strong, and that strength is what is worth living for. Finding that strength, being that strength, is so worth living for. And to feel that, I mean, for me, I have felt it, I have become it, and what is beyond it? I don't know what is beyond it. What do you think about that? What is that like? Well, what do you think about that? So in the ethers of the universe, I don't know. I see many different potential moments here at the end of my diving board, for instance. And one is I just take a deep breath, and I just take a step into what I have projected into my experience beyond this point. And whatever that actually looks like, I'm at peace with it. It might not be this image, because I'm trying the best that I can to grasp an idea of what it would look like, even if it doesn't look like that. It reminds me of something that is love, that is beyond any love I've experienced here. But it's a unique type of love, and I learn from it, and I grow from it, and I digest it, and I become enlightened from it, not through a big dialogue of conversation that I just bring back to planet Earth or whatever that is, but I become empowered with love, which makes me a stronger spiritual healer. I learn, and somebody who could do even magical things to heal people on this planet. That's what I want to do. They're telling me that sometimes when we reach the end of a diving board too, that they're saying that I'm impatient with having discoveries on a higher, more miraculous level. And so that is already happening. That this dream is actually already happening and is manifesting right now. But my idea of I want it in a more loud and concentrated level of like, bam, there it is, instead of working through the discovery of it each and every day. And that's also very challenging for human beings, because the discovery of something that is really soft feeling and even kind of goes beneath the nose, like right under your nose, it doesn't feel like it's actually really happening, even if it is. And even if it's happening over the course of years, it's still happening. And then 20 years down the road, it all accumulates into a moment of blissful awareness where you transcend into a new level of ability. So that they're also telling me this right now, which is them telling you too. And you can explore what this means to you in your own life with anything what you're working on. And underneath the surface of this, I too possess the same vulnerabilities as everyone else, which is I think part of this longing at the end of my diving board is also a longing for the human race to become that collective, become that creative force that is supportive of each other and bringing about the miraculous visions of heaven, manifesting it here in our physical reality. And to live in that world where we all feel connected, and we can let go of our fears and our hurts and our pains so we can move forward together. Perhaps there's something of this. I kind of sense that also beneath the surface of myself. Even though I'm at peace, I still can find a little bit of that within me too. And they're talking to me about how, don't mean to make it all about myself, but I guess I'm meant to. But I was watching The Monkey King, the third Monkey King movie, and I just love The Monkey King so much. I've learned so much from watching the character of the Monkey King, and I feel like I really connect. I really resonate with that monkey style, and I feel like I've grown a lot just from watching this character and thinking about this character all the time. Well, in the movies, all the movies, but this third movie, like the nature scenes are so beautiful, and there's something about those Asian films how they really bring out the absolute beauty of nature in a magical way. And there is like a woman land, and the buildings are so artistically designed, creative, spiritual, and integrated into nature. And watching this, I thought, wow, I know there are architects, I know there are visionaries who want to design communities of this kind. But for some reason, there is a resistance. There is something preventing these types of communities from being built on this planet right now. And I know that the collective is more than just people awakening psychically or spiritually. There's people who have already awakened to extraordinarily creative architectural ideas and advanced awareness about how to harness energy to create better use of electricity and everything else, like to clean the water itself, to purify the water. I know that it's across the globe, that it's all muted, it's all hidden. We don't know who these people are or where they are and why none of this is coming out of the woodwork yet. It isn't. And so if we don't see it, then it's not real. If the tree falls down in the woods and nobody heard it, then it didn't fall down, right? And so it's like, if we don't have that awareness that it's actually there, then it's not there. And so I contemplate this, and this whole conversation is making me think about it right now. But I feel very confident that that there is something building beneath. There's a surface layer of resistance that is not allowing these flowers to just completely get out of the ground and blossom, and to share their fragrance and their ideas and their creativity, and to feel supported by a huge niche of a net of all of our types of souls that are ready for us to get connected, and that interconnected grid to come out full force and start transforming this planet. So it's just not time yet, but it is happening, and I know it is happening. If I'm out in this world and I'm inspiring other people to come out into this world, there's a lot more people coming out into this world that we haven't met yet. And I think it's just going to keep getting louder and louder and louder. So something about this whole conversation is also a part of what is at the end of my diving board, a longing for a more enriching world of love. So I tell the universe, okay, I'm okay with that, actually. And in that way, I'm kind of honoring the fact that I'm already receiving higher wisdom and guidance. And it's coming purely from love. And even if my senses haven't acclimated to feeling it just yet, I'm going to just let this dive. I'm going to create another diving board, which is going to create a pathway, that continues to go out into the universe. And I'm just going to walk this pathway, even if it's a straight line. It's not going up or going down or doing anything. It's just a flat plateau. And I'm just going to be at peace with that. Because I'd rather be moving in a direction than be standing still in the feeling of accomplishment and growth, Because in the spirit realm, believe it or not, we don't go anywhere in the spirit realm. We stand still. And then, but we project ourselves to different dimensions of consciousness. And then, thank God for different dimensions of consciousness, so we can have the effect of being human and moving forward in life, and having the effect of time and misery and sorrow and terror and joy and love and all of that. Otherwise, we would just be standing still all the time. I know it's hard to believe, but the more I do energy work and the more I connect with the spirit realm, the more I experience that the effect of going somewhere is actually an illusion, and everything revolves around our conscious intentions. But in this way, I'm just going to move forward as a human being walking the plank, like the white diving board out into the universe. It's cool. I like it. And I encourage you all to walk the plank with me. So I see all of you guys all on your own diving boards, and you're putting more planks at the end, and we're somehow walking together. And what does it mean exactly to walk together? We don't know each other, live in different sides of the world. We have different challenges we're working on. But we share a common thread, and I think the thread that connects all of us is love, and a longing for more love in this world, and choosing self-discovery too. The more we heal ourselves, the more that love expands in every nook and cranny of the planet, because each one of us is the collective consciousness. So the more bright I become, that brightness is within the collective consciousness, and it starts to create a more opportunity for light to develop in the collective consciousness. So then you get brighter, and and now everybody's starting to get brighter, and the brightness starts to become more noticeable and have more power. I'm going to tell you one more thing. I was talking to Joseph. Like, Joseph and I talk about how we see the spirit realm, and it's not always a common thing. So we go into the dark sides of souls, and a lot of the world isn't ready to hear about that. That souls could have dark sides, but you have a dark side of your human life. The challenge, your soul actually endures it, and experiences it. And it separates from heaven through it, because you can get lost in the pain and suffering of your life, which is your soul separating from heaven. Because the only time you're truly in balance is when you are at peace with everything, accepting of everything, and full of love. But you know what? It's like, yeah, I came here to live. So if I come here to live, then I have to know that my journey is going to take me away from home at times, and then returning me back to home to heal again, because I'm choosing to be that emanation of myself. So we can go into the souls, like the channeling dead celebrities. I'm going to their vulnerabilities, and their vulnerabilities, can look like hell, can look like something terrible, right? Because it was hell for them in the specific faction of their life experience. And I'm a healer, so I get attracted to where's the hurt at, and then I can heal that hurt or bring awareness of that hurt to the surface. Well, Joe and I were talking about how the world is actually waking up to a way that it isn't going to burn us at the stake for being ourselves, for being our spiritual selves, and talking about the spirit realm in such an extreme way. Whereas even 100 years ago, we would be ripped to shreds by communities. We would not be we would still be too extreme. Our style would be way too extreme. However, if we lived in a tribe, that would be okay. But yet mainstream society can't tolerate something different. It can't tolerate different spiritual thinking. But the cool thing is to notice is that it is tolerating it today. And it hasn't been able to tolerate it for thousands of years, actually, where it is tolerating it today. That's cool. That's really a big deal. So in a way, the world seems like it's getting worse, but in the process of it getting worse, it is getting better. And we have to kind of believe in that, hold on to that, and continue to allow ourselves to come out and be ourselves more and be free to express what those discoveries are. Another thought that comes to mind is there's a lot of people who they really feel they really resonate with the conspiracy theory insights. You know, the government is creating enslavement, reptilian races controls planet Earth, we're all doomed, there's a reason that, you know what I'm talking about. Well, I could go into that conversation, but how is that going to empower anybody? That is only making people more afraid, and it's preventing people from discovering that love is the power, and that is the only thing that is real. And so in a way, it's like here I'm bringing out my truth or more my reality of the infinite universe, but it's still not understood, where people would much rather, talk about extreme things like reptilians take over the planet, over going to talk to a dead celebrity who is not able to let go of this hurt and pain that has destroyed them in their own life. That is too out there, but reptilians taking over the world is still acceptable, and I'd rather talk about that than this. You see what I mean? So I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but I contemplate a lot my place in the world and how I feel the world is ready for my message or not ready for my message, and how I feel about that in itself. And I think about what the world is actually accepting of, which is messages of different kinds, all different kinds. The Sun Simulator is another one that Sun Simulator is definitely not something that I resonate with, but I'm at peace with that idea. A lot of people believe in the Sun Simulator. Like the government has created a massive orb around the planet and a fake sun, so that way we can't see Planet X is actually moving past our planet. I don't resonate with that. I just don't. And I went into a point where I chose to say, you know what, I'm going to give this an honest experience, and I'm going to allow myself to really believe that this is real. And I want to know what this is like to live on a planet where this is happening and I'm being manipulated and believing it's the real sun. And for 4 days, I did choose to see the sun as not the real sun and that I'm being manipulated. And this whole time I thought, you know what, if my soul chose to live on a planet of this kind with this type of manipulation and the sun is not real, I still can enjoy the flowers, and I can still enjoy the butterflies and the birds and the song of the birds, and I can enjoy the smiles that some people like to share when they walk past you on the nature trail, and the hellos with people you don't even know who they are. And that's the stuff that matters. Sun Simulator doesn't matter. It's the people, it's the souls, it's the creative forces of nature that matter. And to bring this back to the truth of love and the power of love is more powerful than anything else. And when we start to see each other and work with each other, now there's nothing else that can hold us back from a powerful movement of change forward, because love can do that. Love can do anything. Anyway, that was all I'm going to share for this message. It's just a little chat and some deep thought, and yeah, feel free to share. I don't know what this is going to mean to you. I'm not sure what you guys are juggling in your own life or what your thoughts are about all of this stuff. But I think as a collective, it's really good to share and get to know what other people feel and think and perceive, because we grow through the mirrors of each other, Anyway, that's all I'm going to share for this video. I hope you guys are enjoying your summer or winter if you're in Australia or on that other side of the hemisphere. It's still so surreal to think about that. I forget that it's not summer everywhere on the planet. It's only summer on one part of half of the planet. So crazy to me. Okay. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for all your love and support, and I'm really thankful to have you here on Patreon with me. So take care for now.